I'm going to be showing you another very interesting, and maybe some of you have heard about it, some of you haven't heard about it, especially in South Africa. But my spin again on something bringing taste of vegetarian to your tables. I know a lot of you in South Africa don't understand how people on vegetables live whole their life. And trust me, I'm the one, I will be a good example in front of you. Like I said, I will be touching my big numbers just yet. I'm not telling you the numbers. But anyway, and whole my life I've been a vegetarian. And once I come in front of the screen, you will understand there is nothing unhealthy about me. Thankfully, even though I'm touching that number, for now I don't have high blood pressure. Touch wood, thank God. No diabetes, again, thank God. Touch wood, thank Bhagwan. But all this boils down to, the way I see it in my experience, boils down to what we have been taught to eat from very young, from the time basically when I was born. Right. What we do is we incorporate a lot of healthy stuff in our food. And that's, I suppose, the main reason our elders have taught us how to incorporate, because it's very hard to eat separately, nuts separately, thus greens and oranges and yellows and all that together. So what they did, they combined it in different combinations, so children can eat it without even knowing it, what they're eating, and it's easier to make, and one time it's made, all the family members are eating. So today's dish is called Paneer Malai Kofta. Right, Paneer Malai Kofta. It's a very tasty curry. Again, you can serve it with the rice, you can serve it with the naan, you can serve it with the tandoori roti, or like today, I'm going to be serving with the normal homemade parathas. Right, paratha roti, whatever. Rotis are different. One day I'm going to show you a difference between actually what is roti, what's called roti in India, and what is called paratha in India. Right, but today I'm going to serve it with the homemade parathas. Right, so what we do, this is a like a small unique trick about it. Now, what whole time in India, if you understand, I don't know how it happens there anymore, because I'm here now 20 years. But before, when I was in India, they used to cook food at least 3 times a day: breakfast, lunch and supper. And sometimes it was so time consuming, and sometimes the gravy of the curries are maybe similar. So not very old ladies, my aji and my kakis and all, not them. We little bit, as we grew up, little bit later generations, we found out some tricks and shortcut. Right. So what we used to do, I remember, we used to make some gravies, extra gravies, and keep it in the fridge, because today what we used in that gravy for, tomorrow we use it with something else, but basically gravy is same, just little bit here and there, twist, little bit changes. So today I'm showing you one of that kind of gravy, where if you keep it in the fridge here in South Africa, you can even freeze it. Once you freeze it in small portion, then you can use different things in it. Keep the gravy same, just keep adding another stuff, and you make different curries every day. Okay, so what is this now? Here you can see it's a cut tomatoes, cut onions, some green chilies, and I put some almonds. I didn't have my cashew nut is finished. I need to go get some cashew nut, but today I wanted to make this, so it doesn't matter. Some people make it with cashew nut, some people even put raisins in it, some people put some other dry fruits in it. I am putting almonds today, and I'm going to put some raisins later on. Right, so it have a little bit of sweet taste in it, but this is more healthy, and it's so what do we do for this trick now? This, you make how much you want to make extra, keep it, whatever. I'm not going to be keeping it, I'm going to using it all together today. Right, so I found red onions, I use red onions. You can use white onions, normal, your yellow onions, whatever, but as long as they onion. And then there is almonds, onion, green chilies, tomato, and some green cardamom. My children call it bullets in the food, but anyway, because it tastes, all of us will understand when the whole thing comes in your taste while you enjoying your food, how you feel. but it's a very healthy, so I'm going to put it for the taste. Anyway, and the trick here is, see, I have filled one bowl for water, and I'm going to drop everything in the water. This is the water. I'm going to make it like a vegetable stock here. This is the water which I will be using for gravy, and from there I'll show you next what we'll be doing. First, what I will be doing is put everything inside the water here, right? Yes, inside the water, and I will put it for boil. No salt, no haldi, no chilies, nothing, just plain all this together. I'm going to put it for boiling. After it boils, I'm going to separate, leave the juices there, separate the onion, tomato and all, whatever thick is left. I'll put in a liquidizer, liquidize it. I'll show you when I'm separating it, and after the liquidizing, I'll use it as a gravy, and the water from here will become like a vegetable stock, which will be putting it into the gravy to make it a little bit of how you want it, a little bit thick, little bit weak, or a little bit watery, running, or whatever, right? So I'll show you. Let me put this for boiling, and we'll come back and make the other part of it. So this is the second part of it, called koftas. Koftas, I don't know what to call it in English, but maybe it's kebab, but kebab is actually a little bit different than koftas. Okay, so this is koftas. We make it with different stuff. Today I'm going to making it with paneer and potato. Right. So boiled potatoes, I grated it, and there is paneer. I'm grating the paneer, and you grate it, you smash it, you put it in there. Right. And then we mix some masala in it, and we make it into the koftas. Right. So you mix it nicely, and then you put some stuff in it, some masala, to make it nice and tasty. Okay, so first we put jeera powder. We put some jeera powder. You know by now that I put it how much I think is right. Put some jeera powder. You see it according to your taste. Put some dhania powder. Some dhania powder. Put some red chili, Kashmiri. I will put Kashmiri chili powder because we put chilies there. So we must be careful that how much chilies you're going to put it inside. You like it, you put it the chili flakes too. I'm just going to put red chili, Kashmiri chili powder, just to give a little bit of color. Salt to taste, how much you want it. We're going to also be putting in the gravy, so you see, but kofta need a little bit of salt inside because there is potato and paneer. Right, salt to taste. You choose how hot you want. You want a little bit mild, you want medium, it's your choice. And guys, to bind it, then I put some corn flour. Corn flour, you again put maybe about 2 tablespoons of corn flour. It's just for binding. Right, all the cooks and bakers know this. This is just for binding. There is no taste in it, basically. And then what we do is we mix it nicely and make it into small balls, and we're going to fry it, and that's what we call it, kofta. Right, mix it nicely. And what I did, the other side, I put the one kadai with the oil for heating, because as soon as you make this, you make it quickly, rolls, and you same time you're going to start putting it into very hot oil. Oil have to be nice and hot, right? So if oil is not very hot, it's going to start cracking in there. So because there's nothing to be cooked inside. Paneer is already done. Paneer you can eat raw even, and normally that's what we do. We put paneer directly raw into the curry, and potatoes are already boiled, so there's nothing to be cooked. It's just to make it into small, like small, what, meatballs you call it, like that, but this is our vegetarian balls. Right, okay, so we're going to fry it quickly, and then we'll see how we make the gravy. That's about it, right? We'll be frying it just now. Right, so let's start making some koftas. So the trick is, now I washed my hands after mixing. Now it will get again it will start sticking to your hand. You can put a little bit oil, or how you make vadas, you soak your hand a little bit in a water. Put a little bit of water in your hand, and then you take small piece. You choose how do you want the shape, what size you want, right? But try not to make it too big. We make one small hole in there, and here's raisin sultanas, whichever, cashew, almond, raisin, pistachio, whichever one you wanted, right? I'm going to be putting one raisin inside. Also, it helps in cooking inside, you know, guys. If it's a small, like a dumpling kind inside, sometime it doesn't cook properly. But if you put something inside as a stuffing, it will distribute the heat and it will cook quickly, right? So we'll make it now. There, another one. Put raisin in there. Make it, I'm going to make it in small balls. You can also make it like a gulab jamun shape, you know, like a little bit oblong. Oh. Right, I'll show you one. Lot places in India serve it like that, dish it out like that, because it's faster to cook also, right? Put one in there. Here, if you don't want to put any stuffing, you don't have to put it, because it's already thin and long, so it will cook quickly. It won't be raw from, but anyway, nothing will be raw from inside, right? So now the trick is, oil must be nice and hot. Same time you drop it in the oil, right? I'll make few and we'll start dropping in the oil, right? One more, right? Just to show. Okay. And sorry guys, I know in my samosa video some bug happened, something happened. We have no explanation. First I wanted to delete that video, but I'm not going to be deleting it because the masala is there. Masala recipe video is full. Only the dough recipe is not clear. What I will be doing it, one of the days I will upload another video with another stuffing for the samosa, and that way you will see the samosa again. But that samosa, you just, for the samosa, in India samosa, Punjabi samosa, for the dough, you take whatever cup of flour you're taking. If you take 1 cup flour, you put 2 tablespoons of oil or ghee or whatever. Basically, when you put it in your hand and make it tight, it must bind, right? It must have that binding look. So if it's like that, then it's right. But anyway, I will be doing another small video for different filling, because there is something called Shahi Samosa, and it's absolutely delicious. It's only made in Jodhpur and Rajasthan area and all. I'll be showing you how to make that, and in there I will show you how to make the samosa dough again. Right, let's get back to frying these. Okay, see now the oil is, I put oil on high heat first. It's nice and smoking, and then I put it on medium to low heat, right? Right, so the oil is nice and hot and is smoking, and I had put it on high heat. When it's become nice and hot, then I put it a little bit on medium low, and we're gonna just quick fry it, so it doesn't break. When it's quickly fried like that, it's not gonna be, it won't crack. Is it? See, oh, beautiful. Right, you can put few together, and if you see the heat is going low, you can again put it on little bit of high. Right, let it cool down. Okay, yeah, the others are ready. Careful, don't break them. Look how nice. You can actually eat them just like that with the sauce. some kind of sauce, some kind of chutney, whichever one you want. But today we're going to have it in the gravy. Right. See, there's it. That's how much we want. There's another 2. I'm going to make all the potatoes like that, and I'll come and show you the gravy just now. After this frying, I'll show you how I'm still boiling that onion and tomato and green chili and almonds and all together. Once it's boiled, I'm going to liquidize it, separate it first from the liquid, liquidize it, and then I'll show you how we're going to make the gravy. Then here the koftas are getting ready, and here see, it's boiling on. It doesn't have to boil, but it'll have a 1 or 2 boil. As long as it gets soft a little bit and the juices get into the water, I'm going to take it out, separate it from the water. Just the tomato, onion, green chilies and all those hard stuff, I'm going to liquidize it and use the water as a stock for the, as the gravy for the curry. Right guys, let's make the gravy. Oil. Okay, in this one I'm not putting ghee. You want to put butter, you want to ghee, put ghee. Don't put. My husband is saying I'm going to keep on putting ghee, butter and all, feeding him. His 6 packs are leaving him and going. Anyway, he's not here to hear, but he'll see the video. But anyway, okay, so I'm not using the ghee here. But if you want to, you can use the ghee. I've been using it. A little bit of ghee in there or a little bit of butter. Right, okay. Then we put our whole spices. What's the Indian curry with some nice titta spices. Titta means hot, guys. The one who don't know. Okay. Then we put a little bit of low, medium heat, so the masalas don't burn. Right. Put some cloves, few cloves, some bay leaves. Oh, look at that. You see, it's blessed. How we say in India, or how you say in South Africa, you put cloves in the fire, and if it jumps, that means Mata is blessing. So my food is blessed. The cloves are jumping. Okay, star any seed. Star any seed. You want to put it, you put it. Don't want to put it, don't put it. I love this taste of it. It's one of my favorite masala. Right, then now you remember we had boiled the onion, tomato and all. So what I did, I separated the onion, tomato and all, and I liquidized it and made it into a puree. So you know the trick. You have seen the other videos. You know the trick, right? It jumps up. Let me tell you, because it's got onion there, it's got some liquid there, water there. So when you put it in a hot oil, it will jump. So be careful. But anyway, the seasonal cook, they know it. I'm talking to the ones who are doing it maybe first time, who are learning it, seeing it after first time. And like my young daughter standing here. So what is my pleasure in doing all this? While I'm doing this, I'm also teaching the one, whichever one is videoing, I'm teaching them what's happening. And when we dead and gone, I'm leaving a legacy behind. They can pick up the video and watch it and learn it anytime. Right? So this is I'm basically writing my will video by video for them. That's all they're going to get. Right, now we're putting dhania powder. Let's put the dry powders here. Dhania powder, jeera powder. I'm not putting green chilies, tomato, onion and all, because I showed you I had put lot. Jeera powder, My favorite to give the curry taste, red chili powder, the color, Kashmiri red chili powder for the color. Now goes some haldi, turmeric, and then goes garam masala. Some garam masala I'm going to put it from here, on top here now. I won't wait to put it last because it's basically cooked. And then some ginger garlic paste. You can put it before, you can put it after, because we're going to be roasting it, it doesn't matter. I didn't want to put it before because only in the oil it will burn. Right, little bit of black pepper, I like putting it. It will give it a little bit of kick in the curry. And the last is hing, because all these masalas makes the tummy work. So we already giving it a medication. Okay, you know what, digest my food and keep it healthy. Right, mix it, we'll cook it till the time it separates, the oil starts separating in the little low heat. It looks good.
That looks amazing.
Yeah, you know, it's got nice stuff inside. Nice weather, winter weather now in South Africa, with the nice roti and or paratha we're gonna eat. Right, guys, while it's cooking, I just decided, because every time, even my girls, I say today I'm making roti or I make paratha, even they ask me, so mommy, what's the difference between roti and paratha? Both are same. I'm going to show you today what is actually the difference between roti and paratha according to the Indian concept. Right, so my tawa is hot. My tawa is nice and hot. Normal dough, white flour dough. Right, so let's see the difference between roti and paratha. This is first one. I'm going to make roti. How you make roti? First one quickly. Right, so this is in India is what's called roti. When we take it out and we put it on top of the fire directly and we fluff it up. That's what called roti in India. And then we serve it without, maybe with the ghee on top or without the ghee on top. Your choice, you want to put it or you don't want to put it. Right, this is how it must actually come up. For some reason mine didn't came up, but this is what they do, and they make that. This is called roti. Now let's make paratha, a quick paratha. Right, cooked from one side little bit, we turn it the other side. This is now paratha. This is what called paratha, different shape. Sometimes it layered, sometimes it's flat plain like roti. But only thing difference here is we toast it with little bit of oil. In a high heat, we toast it on with little bit of oil. That's all called paratha. You know, now you found out the difference, Kiara? Yeah. Now, the other one, we don't toast it. This one, we toast it with the, right, with the oil. So once you toast it with the oil, and that this is one is called paratha, the one toasted, and one without toasted is just put a ghee from the top, is called roti. So now guys, you know the difference, and let's see how our curry is doing just now. Right guys, so you can see it's cooking nice and it's getting thick. So what I'm going to do is, you know that water I had boiled my potato, onion and all, I separated it from the onion, tomato and all. I separated from the water and pureed the onion and tomato only, and then the liquid, the vegetable stock from there is here, which I separated it. What I'm going to do is, that's the only water I will be using it, and let it go on a little high heat. I'm going to let it boil. Make sure you keep it little bit watery. The gravy mustn't be very thick, because the koftas we made it is going to soak the gravy. Right, so you understand, when you soak the gravy, you will need extra gravy for it to get into the kofta. Otherwise, the curry will be totally dry and you won't be enjoying it with the roti. And some people even serve it with the rice. So make sure it's little bit watery gravy. Let's boil it in the high heat, and when we're serving, I'll show you how it looks. Right guys, you can see now it's about 20 minutes. I left it on a low heat, bubbling and boiling. It reduced and it thickened a little bit. Now what I have to show you how to serve this. So what you do is, till the time you want to serve, you keep the gravy separately and kofta separately. Right before you serve, say about 5 minutes before you serve, make the gravy nice and hot, and then you pour it over the kofta, so kofta soaks in and you're ready to eat. As soon as you're ready to eat, that's the time you put it on top of the kofta. Let's see, I'll show you how I'm doing it, because I'm going to be serving the lunch for my family now. Right guys, so I took out koftas in a bowl. You choose how you want to dish it out. I took it out in a casserole, laid out all the koftas. Yeah, some are missing because by the time I got gravy was getting done, it was eaten without gravy as a pakoras. Anyway, so what you do is, now you pour that on top of the kofta. That is why we made extra gravy, because the kofta are going to soak into the gravy, or gravy is going to be soaked by the koftas, and that's when how you eat the Malai Kofta. I'm serving it with some pickle, my husband's handmade pickle. He's very popular handmade pickle. He makes his pickle. Let me tell you guys, I can cook how much you want to. Come to baking and making pickle. Even if I put a gun on the pickle's head, it will still rot. And if I put a gun on the cake batter, it will still won't rise. Promise you. That's my story about baking and making pickle. So those two things, I don't do it. Yes, all the sweetmeats and all the cooking and all, you tell me, I'll make it. But not any kind of baking related to oven, please. I'm not doing it. Right, so this is how I'm going to dish out my plate. There's some two parathas there, some pickle, handmade pickle, Mr. Pravesh Maharaj's well-known pickle, vegetarian pickle, and this is kofta, 2 koftas in the bowl. If you want it, you can dish out in a bowl too. I'm going to put it over. So just to show it to you, you can take it out from there too. And we put some dhania, green dhania over it, just for garnish. But today I decided not to put my very popular thing, which I always put, the dry methi herbs, because today I feel like having some dhania, and my dhania is frozen. That's why it looked like this. But anyway, when you put it in the curry, it stays the same. And that's how we're going to be dishing out the kofta curry.